NBA TV's coverage of All-Star Weekend continues with the 2014 NBA Development League All-Star Game presented by Kumho Tire. We are at NBA All-Star Jam Session at the Ernest N. Memorial Convention Center. We've got the futures and the prospects, and they are ready to take the floor here at Jam Session, and we are courtside. Rick Campbell, happy to be joined by Dennis Scott and Brent Berry, and this is one of our favorite events of the year. Great to be back here with you guys. A lot of talent on display, probably the best collection of talent outside of the NBA.
Rick, every year we come here, you get excited because you're anxious to see how these guys are going to perform. And more importantly, they're still dreaming. They want to get to Sunday. They want to get on the big stage, and right here is a good chance to show the world they have game.
And I think that's what makes this game interesting, because as much as it is still an exhibition, these guys don't have the luxury of taking a night off. I mean, they know who's in the stands and who's watching this game, and so they take it very seriously. We look forward to watching these guys putting their wares on display.
This All-Star Game is a great merging of hunger and also kind of highlight style plays that you will see, you know, passes off the backboard for dunks, all that kind of stuff. And it's been a very interesting year in the NBA Development League. Before Rajon Rondo made his return from ACL surgery, he practiced with the Maine Red Claws and actually took the team out for dinner to show his appreciation. Pierre Jackson, whose rights are held by the New Orleans Pelicans, set the NBA D-League record with 58 points in February, and 48 players have been assigned to NBA from NBA teams to D-League teams, and the futures and prospects are on the court and they are ready to go. And fellas, the NBA teams seem to use the D-League more and more every year.
Well, the idea about an NBA team having direct affiliation with their D-League team, being able to talk to their players about terminology, sending guys down for conditioning purposes, and then being able to bring them right back out to the big ball club. So many more teams utilizing this tool throughout the course of the NBA regular season. It's not just a trend. This is the future of what the Development League is really supposed to be all about, 3D.
I agree with you 1,000%, because it's all about the system. We talk about teams in the NBA that run solid systems. You have your D-League team practicing and playing it on a daily basis. When they get called up, they're not caught behind. They understand where they need to be on the floor.
Coming up at halftime, it'll be the NBA Development League Dream Factory presented by Boost Mobile and the NBA Development League Slam Dunk Contest. And there is Tony Mitchell. He won it last year. Look at that. A pass from the stands into a windmill.
Into a windmill. Unbelievable. Between the legs, Brent. We're sitting there watching this last year and said, wow, this young man can really fly.
And what's amazing is this contest happens early in the afternoon. These dunks are talked about all the way up till Saturday night. And 3D and I both wondering if, because of Boost Mobile, Tony Mitchell still has that year's worth of service going, bringing out the banner on display for that dunk. But these guys do put on a show. They have a lot of fun with it.
No question about it. And so he is returning. The other three competitors are first-time guys. Thanasis Antetokounmpo, he's the older brother of the Greek freak Giannis with the Milwaukee Bucks. Rashad James, he dunked over a 7-foot shot blocker during the season. He's a little guy, 6'1", but he can rise. And also Darren White, 6'4", out of Campbell. He's got hops as well. And the dunk contest here is fantastic. There's a lot of creativity, and again, it's the hunger. It's not just showboating and that kind of thing, and I've already made it, and here I'm going to do so. It's fantastic. There's hunger involved, Dennis.
All these guys understand that this is another platform where I can let the whole world see what I can do. That's why the creativity is on a maximum high. You actually see the little fella, because the little fella gets so high off the ground, it looks better, but some of those long and athletic guys like Mitchell look exciting as well.
And you'll be able to tell who the best dunker is in the field, 3D, by watching all the reaction of the other players that are watching at halftime. And as they start to get geeked up and anxious to watch a guy go flying in the air, we'll know who they think the favorite is.
Very interesting rosters here in the NBA Development League All-Star Game for the futures and the prospects. A lot of guys who have a ton of NBA experience, Melvin Ely, Hilton Armstrong, just to name a few.
Those guys understand that they know the path how to get back. The guys who take small takes, throw Liggins in there too, who got drafted, by Orlando, had a little taste of OKC. Those guys understand that I know how to work hard. The opportunity is here today to continue, Brent, to work on your game.
Other guys like Devin Ebanks, who we've seen over the past few summers in Las Vegas, actually play some very good basketball, waiting for his opportunity. Last summer, I was very impressed with the Golden State Warriors and Cameron Jones, what he was able to do. Part of the Santa Cruz Warriors here showing what he can do at the All-Star game in New Orleans. So very familiar faces and familiar names, certainly to us because of all the coverage we do over the summer months. And again, another opportunity, as you said, 3D, to get their names out there, to put on a show, and to enjoy this atmosphere.
That was Hilton Armstrong. That is Melvin Eli. He helped the Spurs win the 2007 NBA championship. And Hilton Armstrong won a title at UConn, so they will be out here. You have Stephen Curry's younger brother, Seth. That'll be fun to watch. And I'm excited to see Pierre Jackson, the fellow we talked about who had 58 points. He can sizzle bones.
Well, the two guys that have caused the most stir, I think, throughout the first half of the regular season in the developmental league have been Pierre Jackson and Manny Harris. Those guys have put up some monster game. Pierre Jackson, certainly the guy drawing the most attention. But to have those two scorers on the floor in this game, to see if they go at one another, maybe they'll take a page out of the Dion Waiters, Tim Hardaway Jr. rookie game. Give me a side of the court and let me operate. But they've caused a lot of stir and a lot of buzz around the NBA and certainly around the scoring circles with regards to this league.
58 points in a game. We saw Carmelo score 62 for the Knicks, I don't know, about a month ago, but 58 in the development league game. That's saying something.
Well, coming out of college, we knew the young man could shoot the basketball. You were wondering at his small size would he be able to get his shot off. And after the way he scored the basketball here in this first half of the season, I'm very shocked someone hasn't picked him up yet, Brent. But off the dribble, the pick and rolls, and you're watching these highlights, he's showing you that he can score the basketball in so many different ways.
Well, at that size, we know diminutive guards in the NBA have to have a specialty. What's his specialty, 3D?
Shoot the basketball with range.
Absolute get buckets, get points. He's a tremendous athlete at that size, but he can score the basketball in bunches, and we'll see if he takes that opportunity here this afternoon.
Time for a break, but we are coming back hastily with the 8th annual NBA Development League All-Star Game presented by Kumho Tire. We are in New Orleans for All-Star Weekend, having a blast, and we're just getting started.
Please remain standing for our national anthem. Performed today by Louisiana native Megan Miller.
Oh, they got this.
Once again for Megan Miller.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew.
Okay, here we go.
All right, let's have fun, y'all.
Make it do what it do. Let's see who we fall in love with today.
Exactly. Hey, it must be a big game. We got Jim Goldstein in the house. How are you, Jimmy?
Jimmy, what's up, brother?
My man, looking good.
Never get enough seeing him.
Nah, he's a great dude.
Never get enough of seeing him.
And we welcome you back to the Ernest N. Memorial Convention Center here at NBA All-Star Jam Session, getting prepared for the NBA Development League All-Star Game. And we send it over now to the PA announcer, Barry Tom.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you to Sprint Arena for the 2014 NBA D-League All-Star Game, presented by Kumho Tire. Now it's time to introduce our 2014 NBA D-League All-Stars. Up first, Team Futures. Coaching staff for Team Futures from the Canton Charge are athletic trainer Mike Gittinger, assistant coaches Jordy Fernandez, James Posey, and Nate Ranking, and head coach for the Team Futures, Steve Hetzel. Now let's meet the Team Futures reserves. A 6'11" center from the Santa Cruz Warriors, number 34, Hilton Armstrong. A 6'7" forward from the Reno Bighorns, number 22, Mo Charlo. A 6'1" guard from the Santa Cruz Warriors, number 13, Seth Curry. A 7-foot forward from the Sioux Falls Skyforce, number 33, Justin Hamilton. A 6'8" forward from the Maine Red Claws, number 33, Chris Wright. Here are your starting lineup for the Team Futures. 6'5" guard from the Los Angeles D-Fenders, number 22, Manny Harris. A 5'10" guard from the Idaho Stampede, number 11, Pierre Jackson. A 6'8" forward from the Canton Charge, number 21, Kevin Jones. A 6'6" guard from the Sioux Falls Skyforce, number 14, DeAndre Liggins. And a 6'9" center from the Canton Charge, number 50, Arinze Onuaku. Now let's meet your 2014 Team Prospects. Coaching staff for Team Prospects from the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, athletic trainer Long Lam, assistant coaches Paul McKeskey and Jason Young, and head coach for Team Future, Nevada Smith. Your Team Prospects reserves are 6'2" guard from the Idaho Stampede, number 4, D-Bust. A 6'9" forward from the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, 33, Robert Covington. A 6'10" forward from the Texas Legends, number 33, Melvin Eli. A 6'4" guard for the Santa Cruz Warriors, number 9, Cameron Jones. And a 6'7" guard from the Bakersfield Jam, number 21, James Nunnally. Now the starting lineups for Team Prospects. A 6'4" guard from the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, number 7, Troy Daniels. A 6'8" forward from the Bakersfield Jam, number 33, Ike Tiagu. A 6'9" forward from the Texas Legends, number 24, Devin Ebanks. A 6'5" guard from the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, number 19, Ron Howard. And a 6'5" forward from the Iowa Energy, number 12, Othnius Jeffers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your 2014 NBA D-League All-Stars. Now let's take it to NBA TV's sideline reporter, Jared Greenberg.
All right, well, joined by Ron Howard and Pierre Jackson, we begin with the veteran, the guy who knows all about this experience. You have 3 of them now. What have you learned from your first 2 D-League All-Star appearances?
To definitely have fun, play the right way, and take in this great atmosphere that they have here.
Well, I know you're going to put on a show for the fans. We've seen that in the past, and so is this fella. If you haven't seen Pierre Jackson play, you are in for a treat today. You are Mr. Do-It-All, and you love to play under the big spotlight. What are you going to give the fans today in New Orleans?
I'm going to try to show them a little something that they haven't seen if they've never seen me play before. So I'm just trying to have fun with these guys and enjoy the experience.
And you're going to go for 58 again, right?
No, if it happens, it happens.
All right, Pierre Jackson and Ron Howard as we get set. Just moments away from the 2014 NBA Development League All-Star Game. We're coming right back live on NBA TV.
The 8th Annual NBA Development League All-Star Game presented by Kumho Tire on NBA TV is about to begin. Rick Kamla, Dennis Scott, Brent Berry, Jared Greenberg on hand. And there's interesting lineups here for the futures, coached by Steve Hetzel. They've got a 3-guard look with Manny Harris, Pierre Jackson, and DeAndre Liggins, then a couple of bigs. Now for the prospects, they don't even have a true center on their entire roster. They're going with 3 forwards, Ike Diago, Devin Ebanks, and Othnius Jeffers. So an odd pairing here to really start the game.
Right, so if the prospects can get rebounds, maybe they can use those athletic leg sprint and get out and run and go against the future with their size.
See if they can spread them out and take a page out of the Rio Grande Vipers playbook and shoot just a bunch of threes today in this game.
Speaking of threes, number 7 in red, Troy Daniels just lost the 3-point contest presented by Boost Mobile to E.J. Singler. Oh. And we start with a flush by Pierre Jackson.
Well, a nice little back pick there for Jackson to go off the screen, an excellent pass.
Tough psychologically, too, because Manny Harris likes to score, and he had to give it to Pierre Jackson.
Score the scorer.
There is Daniels, probably the most warmed-up player out here. E.J. Singler, brother of Kyle, won the dunk contest, or the 3-point contest on a buzzer beater. And there's a dunk by Orenze Owanaku. And we will show you highlights of the 3-point contest at halftime as part of Dream Factory. And the dunk contest.
Nice looking shot by Ebanks. Drafted by the Lakers, got a little taste of some action there. Continue to work on his outside shot so he can get called back up.
Prospects up 4-2. And the rebound to Ike Diago, former first-round pick. Othnius Jeffers spent some time with the San Antonio Spurs earlier this year. And the futures on the attack. Nice feed in the bucket.
Nice soft pass by Liggins, so the big fella can catch it and just lay it on in.
Owanaku dropped that one in. Here's Daniels. And an air ball, 3. And the rebound's put in by Othnius Jeffers. Both, he plays bigger than his size.
Well, you look at his build, and that, I think, is where a lot of NBA coaches think that at 2-guard position with that build, broad shoulders, he could defend and maybe be one of those lockdown defenders in the mold of a Thabo Sefolosha, but he's not quite as long as you'd like at that position.
Ike Diago with the soft slam.
Nice bounce pass by Jeffers there.
It's Pierre Jackson. Manny Harris leads the Development League in scoring at 31.4 PPG. Got a couple of 10-day contracts with the LA Lakers earlier this year. And Jeffers, a little bit errant with that pass, gives it back to the future.
Interesting to look at Pierre Jackson as he's going to handle the ball here. Point guard responsibilities. Ron Howard at 6'5", so you get an idea of the size of Pierre Jackson. A good matchup up there just to see if that length bothers him pretty.
Harris scoops it up with the left hand.
Nice move by Harris. To your point, Brent, Jackson being that size, you have to either on the defensive end, Rick, cause havoc, or use your quickness to get to your sweet spot to get shots. When you see a lot of our small guards in our NBA, they attack the defense.
Ron Howard off to Diabu. That one pops out on Ike. Harris back for the Futures. They lead 8-6. DeAndre Liggins backing his man down. A couple of fakes and then the strip.
Good patience by Howard that time. Didn't go for the pump fake. Used his hands nicely to get a piece of that ball.
Here's another look at Manny Harris to Pierre Jackson.
Great opening set here, just a back screen there. Ron Howard gets hit by it, and Manny Harris puts the pass on time, on target for the little man to get up and get two.
Kevin Jones with that rebound. Manny hands off to Jackson. Prospects are running. Jeffers lost the handle. And Oanaku throws it down.
Oanaku, every now and then it's good to get a nice little cherry pick. Nice little cherry pick.
Second Development League All-Star Game appearance before the product out of Syracuse, Arinze Oanaku. Devin Ebanks. Usually, Bones, there's more defense played in the Development League All-Star Game.
I think him and Oanaku made eye contact in the opposite way that Manny Harris made it with Pierre Jackson. That is, you go ahead and get one. I'll get out of the way.
Hey, they're all trying to get to the NBA. Underneath, it's Kevin Jones. Just put that big body on him.
You call, there's no way that Jones can get around. Daniels can get around to help on that one.
Daniels with an interesting pass. It gives it back to the Futures. He's got a smile on his face.
And this is one of these games, guys, where you sometimes you get stuck. You want to play hard. You want to show what you want to do, but you don't want to show too much. But you got to obviously show, Brent, that your game is improved so you can get called back up.
Well, I talked to Ron Howard about that 3D right before the game. I said, Ron, how are things going for you? You hanging in there? And he said, oh, yeah, you know, I want to go out here and I want to play the game the right way. Today you heard Jared talking to him before the game, and this is a little bit different in terms of the exhibition. These guys don't want to come out here and play embarrassing basketball.
Oh, Jackson!
Pierre Jackson.
Launched it to himself and had room to spare on the jam. Howard might have gotten away with a violation, but found Ebanks for the jam. I want to see Pierre Jackson do that again.
Yes, indeedy. The turnover, we didn't know what he was going to do, and the next thing you know, his head's by the rim.
Harris to Kevin Jones, long two, yes.
Big fella showing some range, Jones.
Futures up, 16-10. Harris tried to split the defense, and he is fouled. So it's the Future 16, the Prospects 10. Bones, how about Pierre Jackson?
Get that man some beats.
Woo! Hey, 5'10", he can still get up.
All-Star Game Futures with a 6-point lead. Hi, everybody. Jared Greenberg back with you on NBA TV, live from New Orleans. And the big theme this weekend throughout all of the events is that it's a family affair. Today, we are making NBA history as Seth Curry and Steph Curry become the first ever brothers to play one in a D-League All-Star Game, and then later in the weekend in the NBA All-Star Game. But hey, it doesn't end there. We'll also see tonight Steph team with his father Dell, who's in attendance today in the Shooting Stars competition. We'll also see the Hardaways, Tim and Tim Jr. And yesterday in the Rising Stars Challenge, Miles Plumlee played against his brother Mason. And fellas, looking forward to next year, it may continue as Giannis Antetokounmpo, who currently plays for the Milwaukee Bucks, may be joined in the NBA by his brother Thanasis, who will become draft eligible this spring.
Jared, thank you very much. Yes, a family reunion here in New Orleans, and Del Curry, get to this in a second. Pierre Jackson once again. What's the vertical, Bones? 40 inches plus?
Whatever he needs.
His vertical is boing, yoing, yoing.
What an athlete.
Awesome.
Del Curry will be one of the judges at halftime in the Boost Mobile NBA Development League Slam Dunk Contest. That is Daniels for 3.
Was talking to Del before the game.
I'm sorry, 3D. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was going to say, I wonder what it's like to grow up in a basketball family.
Yeah, that would be kind of tough to have some brothers that you go out in the backyard and you have shooting games and you fight each other afterwards. You wouldn't know anything about that, Brent. I'm sorry.
Not a clue.
Othius Jeffers lays it in. And here is Jackson.
You talked to Del, 3D.
Yes, and Del talked about, Rick and you listeners, that he has to keep his shoulder looser than usual now because his sons are starting to beat him now in the backyard. And I said, wait a minute.
Wait, just now?
I said, Del, you sure about that? He said, I'm just kidding. I said, I know the feeling because Steph has shattered all of my records, so I know the feeling.
Yeah, but I made the mistake of asking you, Dennis, and you, Brent, can you still shoot? Does it ever leave you?
It never leaves you. But when you have a son that shoots further than you shoot, it starts to bother you.
Pierre Jackson. Nice pass into Liggins, and he traveled. So it'll go back to the Prospects, who trail here by 7. 13:05 remaining in the first half.
And he talked about earlier, Steph, in the West All-Star practice, he made 3 half-court shots in that practice. He said, wait a minute, son, slow down. Save some of that for later on the night. We need those shots.
Troy Daniels hits his second 3 of the game, bringing the Prospects within 4. Kevin Jones hit a long 2 a moment ago, now a 3.
Very impressive.
Again, the big guy stepping out.
I like it.
Devin Ebanks, he's smooth, isn't he?
Yeah, very smooth. Continue to work on his perimeter game. Maybe he can get a call back up.
Manny Harris facing up on Daniels. And Diagu with the rebound. There's Ron Howard, 7th NBA Development League season with the Fort Wayne Mad Ants.
Yeah, he's a veteran.
Liggins, full head of steam, and Harris lays it in. This is the pace that we're used to in the Development League All-Star game.
Guys are starting to get loose now.
That's passed by Howard to Diagu. Liggins had a coast-to-coast bucket in mind, pulls up for the jumper.
We're in the 6 seconds or less phase of this basketball game.
Yes, we are.
Mike D'Antoni would be loving this. Here is Daniels. Yes! He's got 3 threes here in this first half.
Troy Daniels, 6'4", 200 pounds. Looking good from the three-point line, 3D.
Looking real good. Gave you the Carmelo with the 3 fingers to the forehead after he made the 3.
That was Owanaku with the putback. I spoke with Paul. Daniels.
Stop it. Just stop it. That's from Moneyball from Money Town.
Okay, but 3D, you realize playing in Rio Grande, this is what you have to do. He set a season record by making his 153rd three-point shot for that basketball team and is connected on 167 threes on the year. Wow. So if you're in Rio Grande, you better learn to stay behind the arc.
That's right.
Owanaku with the power flush.
Oh, big steal by the big fella. What you doing with it?
Oh, yeah. Kind of LeBron James-ish, right? Bringing that ball way away from your body?
Yeah.
Almost. He was trying to reach back far back.
I think I said kinda.
Yeah. You did say kinda.
You've got to disclaim it when you're comparing anybody to LeBron James. Owanaku has 14 points on 7 of 10 from the floor. Bones, you mentioned that Troy Daniels already has the Development League single-season record for threes made. DZ, you'll love this. He hit 10 threes back in January. That's the D-League record for threes in a game.
I love it. Anytime a young man has that kind of confidence, as Ebanks gets an alley-oop under bounds play. Nice pass, Jeffries.
But the crazy thing, 3D, is he's making 5.5 threes per contest.
Yeah, it's crazy. 5
threes a game. Taking 5 is sometimes tough to do depending on who you play for, but making 5 a game, impressive.
And then the last 2 he just made, he's showing with deep range. Those aren't toe line in the three-point line. He's way behind the line.
Pierre Jackson now has 9 points. Ebanks,
too much.
And that pass way out in front of Manny Harris. So a turnover. And the Prospects will get it back. They trail by 6, just over 10 to go in the first half. There was Troy Daniels. I want to get him the rock, Bones. Unless Othius Jeffers nails a corner 3.
Yeah, good look by Ron Howard, looking it off, finding the guy in the corner, and then here we go again.
Othius now has 7, and he's back with the ball, leading the break. Devin Ebanks wants to...
Nice. Strong move by Ebanks.
He's got 12. And a timeout has been called by the Futures and their coach, Steve Hetzel. Look at this. Orense Oanaku.
Attack the rim, big fella.
Futures up by 1.
1-point lead for the Future squad. We're in the blue jerseys today. 9:54 to go in the first half as we welcome you back inside the Sprint Arena. Jared Greenberg joined courtside by the NBA D-League president, Dan Reed. I mentioned that Ron Howard has been here 3 times. Hey, you got him trumped. This is your 7th year as the head man of this league. It has just evolved. Can you really believe how much has changed and how much has improved over the years in your organization?
It's really been terrific, and it's a credit to everybody involved with the league. My colleagues, our owners, our players. 30% of NBA players now have NBA D-League experience, and these 20 guys playing on the court, there's no doubt that a large portion of them will be in the NBA later this year. In fact, 5 of them have already played in the NBA so far this season.
Well, Dan, as you and I chat each and every All-Star break, it seems like one of the overriding themes is about single affiliation, and we've seen it grown by leaps and bounds over the last several years, up to 14 of 17 now. What's it going to take to get that next step and at some point get 30 for 30?
We do believe that we'll have 30 for 30 NBA D-League teams, each for 1 NBA team. We don't want to go that fast, though. So we will see us expand. We will see more NBA teams come into the league. There's 7 or 8 NBA teams now that we're actively talking to about getting involved with their own NBA D-League team. So I think it will evolve naturally, but you will see us grow here in the coming years. Speaking with Dan Reed, the president of the NBA D-League, a unique situation took place a couple of weeks ago. P.J. Harrison going from the University of North Carolina mid-year to the D-League. Players are now utilizing your league in different ways than they used to, and now saying, I don't need to go overseas. I can play here stateside and get ready for the NBA. We're definitely seeing more players decide to play in the NBA Development League versus going overseas. They've realized that we're the fastest way to the NBA, and the fact that all of our success stories, whether it's Danny Green or Gerald Green or the other 126 players that are in the NBA right now with D-League experience, that they're increasingly choosing to play with us. And I think you will see, the P.J. Harrisons of the world. There is a group of players that may choose to play in our league as a way to prepare for the NBA draft, and we certainly expect that P.J. Harrison will be a draft pick this summer. As technology becomes an ever-growing presence in the sports world, we continue to see the NBA utilizing the D-League as a testing ground for video replay technology, for the way referees official the game. How has that helped the league? It helps because we get that information first. It's part of our role as the R&D department for the NBA. And really, all this technology is meant to improve the game, and we think it's beneficial for us. We just most recently announced that our teams are using performance analytic devices during games. We're the first sports league in the U.S. to play most of our games with our players wearing these devices. And the goal is to help improve their health, help them maximize their player efficiency, and we think our players and our coaches and our league will benefit from that sort of innovation. Do you think broadcasters would benefit at all from wearing performance testing devices during the game? Perhaps it might be a way to help you improve your game, Jared. Well, I was thinking more about Brent Barry and Dennis Scott, who certainly could use the exercise once in a while. Probably should be interesting to look at their heart rates and compare, maybe check out their blood sugar, see what they've eaten recently. We're not going to ask Dennis that. Dan Reed, the president of the NBA D-League, fellas.
Jared, thank you so much. Dan Reed, thank you. A signature event in the NBA Development League season. Happy for Dan Reed and the success of his league. Robert Covington with the bucket. The Futures lead the Prospects 48-45. You don't need any performance enhancements, do you?
No. What is Jared trying to say? I was on Bourbon Street last night or something? He's trying to say I was hanging out or something, having a few sodas and waters or something?
Just ginger ale. I know.
Jared just asked a question like he was on a life raft and needed a life preserver. We don't need the help. You need the help.
Fantastic. We just had wholesale substitutions on both sides. So 5 starters, then 5 guys coming off the bench. Seth Curry is on the floor, as is Hilton Armstrong, Justin Hamilton. And we will be breaking down these players as they make plays out here. This is Cameron Jones, defended by Hilton Armstrong.
Well, to Brent's point earlier, Cameron Jones had a solid summer league shooting the basketball. He's knocked down a couple here now. Anxious to see him and Seth Curry kind of go at one another here.
Brent, what's your read on this stat? 1 foul in the game so far.
I love it. and so do these coaches, you know, who would like to get their time off and more of their time off here in New Orleans to get out and get a nice meal tonight, at least before all the festivities of All-Star Saturday start to take place.
Here is Covington from the corner. He's on assignment from the Houston Rockets. Playing with the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, who have the best record in the D-League at 23-8. Justin Hamilton.
Showing a little range there, big fella. I like it.
He was drafted by Philly, then traded to the Heat. Oh, Covington missed the dunk, but got a lucky bounce there, Bones.
Yeah, technically not a miss, but not as pretty as he would have liked it, that's for sure.
Here is Seth Curry. And he throws it over near us. Number 4 in red, D. Bost, leads the Development League in minutes played.
What a great name, too. D. Bost.
D. Bost.
He can play.
For 2.
6'2", 175 out of Mississippi State. Playing with the Idaho Stampede. 41.7 minutes per game. And he's also the league leader in assists at 8.6.
That means he's a phenomenal athlete that stays in good shape to play that many minutes every night and to be productive.
Melvin Eli off to Cameron Jones. Ooh, good defense right there, but a foul is called.
Ooh, Cameron Jones may have gotten away with a little push-off there.
Mo Charlo was whistled for the second foul of this game. Look at Mo, he can't believe it. Really, you got me? I picked him clean.
Cameron Jones is the guy 3D we talked about last summer. We thought that he had a very high basketball IQ and had a skill set beyond just shooting the ball. He moves well in the open floor. When he's got the ball and he's on the move, he sees the cutters, he sees the guys who are spotted up. So much so last year he was the NBA D-League's most improved player. He's got a great skill set, and you wonder if the Warriors are tantalized by that. We'd like to be able to shoot the 3 a little bit better, but his skills certainly are there.
They're right there. I thought he had a great opportunity to make the team. They decided to go with Tony Duggan and ended up trading Tony Duggan. So maybe, you know, as the playoffs come around, maybe they give him another opportunity.
Nice move there by Hilton Armstrong, 6'11", 235 out of UConn, currently playing with the Santa Cruz Warriors. Spent some time with the Golden State Warriors earlier this year. Out of bounds off of Robert Covington. So the Futures will take it back, and they lead 53-49, 5:09 to go in the first half. Rick Hamlin, Dennis Scott, Brent Barry, and Jared Greenberg on the call here from New Orleans as part of our coverage of NBA All-Star Weekend 2014. Hamilton wanted to pass to Armstrong, and Hamilton got it back and made. So a baseline J on the other side, now one on this side.
Well, and Telepe went home before that. He put the ball on the floor and got all the way to the rim. So 3 good possessions by Hamilton there.
Chris Wright with the rebound. Hamilton is 3 for 3 from the field for 6 points. Seth Curry, just like his bro, just like his dad.
From Curry range, real deep.
13th in the D-League in scoring at 19 points per game and 6th in assists. So doing a lot like his brother, doing a bit of both, the scoring and setting up his teammates, knocking down a long one there.
Stellar career at Duke for Seth Curry, trying to get to the NBA, as is this man, Pierre Jackson. That little man can rise. We're coming right back.
The NBA D-League All-Star Game is brought to you by Kumho Tire, official tire partner of the NBA. Kumho Tire.
And we welcome you back to the NBA Development League All-Star Game. That's what just happened during the break. And download the ultimate guide to NBA All-Star 2014 with the NBA Game Time app. Everything All-Star live from New Orleans. Download NBA Game Time on your phone or tablet and do it now. Rick Campbell, Dennis Scott, Brent Barry, Jared Greenberg on the call for NBA TV. Futures over the prospects by 9, just over 4 to go in the first half. And don't forget, coming up at halftime, it's the NBA Development League Dream Factory presented by Boost Mobile and the Slam Dunk Contest. Covington missed. Got a lot of 33s out here, don't we? Here's Chris Wright, number 33. But he couldn't get the alley-oop to go.
A little too short on that one. Nice idea, though.
Melvin Eli, 33. Covington, and that is Cameron Jones.
Again, yes. Nice little screen by Melvin Eli to give him a little bit of window room and knock it down.
Cameron Jones has gotten busy, Bones. He's got 8.
I just really like the way he plays the game. Just free-flowing, understands time and space, but the passing part of his game is really what I like best because he sets up Covington for the layup.
Covington had an eye-opening Orlando Summer League. It got him signed by the Houston Rockets. And they've got their eye on him. Right to Armstrong, power dribble, reverse layup.
Nice job using the rim so Melvin Eli couldn't get there to try to block that shot.
Here is D-Bost. Melvin Eli not shy.
Great story. I know Brendan had a chance to talk to Melvin Eli, won a championship with him. To see him still wanting to play and still dreaming at 34, 35 years old is pretty incredible.
Yep, 2007 in San Antonio, Melvin and I were on the same team. Was a great teammate, came to work every day, and loves to play the game of basketball. And you and I both know that that's really where it starts.
That's the key.
Good call. You never stop that.
Good defense right there by D-Bost to knock that ball away. And he starts the fast break. Cameron Jones, left wing 3. The rebound to Wright. Mo Charlo, back to Hamilton.
He checked.
Drifted a little bit to the right on that shot. James Nunnally spent some time with the Hawks just a couple of weeks ago. And there is Melvin Eli. Hey, stay plugged into the NBA Development League on the go. Download the NBA D-League Center Court app for stats, scores, schedules, and live game action. 2 minutes to go in the first half. We're here at Jam Session for the D-League All-Star Game. Futures over Prospects by 6. And a nice layup right there by Chris Wright.
Nice cut to the basket. Coaches like to see guys make sharp cuts, good screens. Small things like that don't show up on the stat sheet. Coaches are looking for that.
Cameron Jones, nice feed. Melvin Eli puts it in.
I mean, how many passes, 3D, have you seen Cameron Jones are off the move trying to find guys? Doing a great job of that thus far. And you know D-Bost is giving the ball up. He leads the league in assists, so these guys are going to have opportunities while number 4 is on the floor.
D-Bost. Oh! Robert Covington with the finish.
Good communication there.
Knocked away from behind by Bost. What would have been your score on that dunk, Bones?
I'd give that a 6. A little sloppy on the finish, but the pass was nice. Snuck out of the corner on the baseline cut.
You are tough, Bones. You are tough.
Well, when you have one of those chip bowls at home, you kind of can say that, right, Bones?
Snack bowl. Salsa dish.
Hamilton scores again. Here is Covington. Rattles out that 3. So what is it going to take for Seth Curry to join his brother Stephen Curry in the NBA?
That's a great question, Rick. And I think it's a matter of him continuing to work on the other end of the floor. We always talk about defensively because to get on the floor and stay on the floor, you have to be able to do both ends of the floor, and I think that's something he can work on. Ball handling is there. Obviously, he can shoot the basketball and see if he can be a better playmaker.
D-Bost with a terrific pass to Covington. Hamilton. He's getting him up.
That's pretty impressive for him to be able to step out and knock that down, and it looks very natural for him to shoot that ball. So.
Oh, Covington wanted a rim rattler right there. Pretty good defense by Chris Wright to disturb him. And it's out of bounds. The Prospects will keep possession. High-scoring first half, Futures 69, Prospects 60. And that is just the way we like it.
Nice bounce pass. Ooh, I don't know if he got a piece of that or not. The ball might have slipped out of his hand.
Here's Nunnally from the side.
Good looking shot there, and the Futures are going to look to close out this half. Last possession of the first.
10 seconds to go. Now down to 5. Hamilton will drive, kicks it to the corner. Mo Charlo, yes, with 1.1 to go in this first half. Eli with the catch. He did not get it off in time. The officials are waving off that basket. So we are through 20 minutes in the NBA Development League All-Star Game presented by Kumho Tire. Futures on top, 72-63 over the Prospects. Pierre Jackson lit up this convention center. And coming up, it is the 2014 NBA Development League Dream Factory presented by Boost Mobile and the Dunk Contest. Stay tuned. This guy right here at Jam Session, off the trampoline coming to an arena near you.
That's true, boy. Yoing, yoing.
I was wondering where researcher Kevin Cottrell's been spending his time.
Oh!
Look at this guy, he's a little bigger. Oh, behind the back. I give that one a 50.
Get fancy with it, shot.
I love it. We're just about set for the second half here of the 2014 D-League All-Star Game. Futures lead the Prospects by 9. Look at the shooting, right around 60% from both sides. The Prospects have made 9 threes, but they've also turned it over 13 times. And they trail here by 9. Leading scorer is Arinze Oanaku with 14. There are 5 players in double figures as we speak. Devin Ebanks and Troy Daniels with 12. Robert Covington and Justin Hamilton with 11. And Pierre Jackson, who got up to a fantastic start. Alley-oop dunk for the first basket of the game. He has 9 points and 3 assists. It's Rick Campbell, Dennis Scott, Brent Barry, and Jared Greenberg here at Jam Session at the Ernest N. Memorial Convention Center in New Orleans for the D-League All-Star Game. The 8th annual is presented by Kumho Tire. Do you think that the rotations will be the same in the second half as they were in the first half, where the starters played 10 minutes and then the reserves come out and play the next 10 minutes?
I think you're going to see something close to that, Rick, until maybe the last 3 minutes. If the game is close, there could be some adjustments from both coaches in that instance. But for the most part, yes, I think you're going to see balanced minutes being played here at the D-League All-Star Game.
If I'm Steve Hetzel, the coach of the future squad, keeping Pierre Jackson off the floor down the stretch would be tough to do.
I agree with that 1,000%, partner.
Because Devin Ebanks picked up right where he left off.
Yes, mid-range jump shot knocks it down.
So the Prospects are within 7. Ebanks has 14 points on 7 of 10 shooting. He's in the running for MVP. Jackson to Oanaku. Couldn't get it down.
And there it is, Tweety. Get warmed up for the dunk contest. They've been sitting a long time. It was a long halftime.
Ebanks again. Silky smooth.
Coming out of West Virginia, we knew he could be a slasher. When we got to LA, he's trying to get that consistent jump shot night in, night out.
Here's Jackson. Ripped it.
Speaking of jump shots, he has one.
Well, after watching the lengthy dunk contest, these guys are ready. Manny Harris with the steal. They got a 3-on-4-on-2 actually. Here's DeAndre Liggins. Back to Harris. This is about as casual a possession as you're ever going to see.
Yeah, they're still trying to get the blood flowing again. I look after a couple more minutes, things start to pick back up.
Devin Ebanks has 6 points here to start the second half.
Did you just go with the little Karl Malone behind the head
yes,
neck
he did.
touch?
Yes, he did.
He just did
yes,
that,
he
didn't he?
Pierre wants it. He's all alone. Bones, you were talking about a cup of coffee earlier with the dunk by Rashad James.
He gave it the finger-licking good three-pointer, too. He waited for defense to get out there. A little ragtag here to start the half to see if they kind of try to shore it up a little bit.
If I'm Nevada Smith, the coach of the Prospects, or Steve Hetzel, the coach of the Futures, I'm calling a timeout. You've got to play some defense, don't you?
Well, I think a sub's about to come into that point.
Here's Devin Ebanks. Oh, he is blistering hot right now.
He's saying, thank you, people. I'm going to go get this trophy because my jumper is wet right now.
4 for 4 to start this second half.
He's up to 18 points.
Pierre Jackson with the miss. Oanaku lost it on the way up, but a rare foul in this 2014 D-League All-Star Game will send Arinze Oanaku to the line.
Manny looks like he's dealing with something over there as Steve Hetzel has decided to take him out of the game, I think. Or at least he's talking to him about it. Devin Ebanks knocking down that mid-range one. So, yeah, he is having a seat over there talking. You'll talk with the training staff looking at that left ankle.
Chris Wright has come into the game for Manny Harris.
Manny Harris was the 2007 Michigan Mr. Basketball 3D.
That's right.
24 years old. Again, we talked about his 56-point game, leading the D-League in scoring. Also had a 46.58 game. Well, that was Pierre Jackson had the 58, and Manny Harris had the 56. So those two guys battling each other.
Manny Harris had a nice little run with the LA Lakers with his 2 10-day contracts. Made some plays, score. I mean, he wasn't just on the end of the bench looking good in the airport. He was on the floor helping the Lakers.
Just trying to figure out how to be a better playmaker. Had a short stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers as well, where he came in and shot the ball very well. But now you're trying to figure out, Brent, now how do I stay on the team? I got to do a little bit more as well.
Pierre Jackson already 3 for 3 in this half, behind his back to right. Might have gotten away with the travel, but he scores.
He definitely got away with the travel.
The official was saying that he kind of bobbled it a little bit. Didn't have full possession. I don't know if you're going to buy that, Bones, but that was the call on the floor. Devin Ebanks again.
He is stacking up quietly, quickly.
22 points for Devin Ebanks, but his team, the Prospects, trail by 12. Both teams shooting 62% from the field.
A lot of layups, a lot of dunks.
Owanaku, left-handed flush.
Yeah, you see this starting to sweat now. Brandon's starting to warm up again. Big fella starting to attack the rim.
He's an MVP candidate with 18. And that's Troy Daniels with the finger roll.
Nice hesitation move. Troy looking to his right, freezing the defender. Getting that finger roll to go.
What's the call? They say it was off on the Prospects. Here's Liggins for the Futures. Approaching 16 minutes to go in this second half. Took the bump from Diagu, and Owanaku another uncontested dunk.
Well, if Diagu's going to be your only big guy on the floor and he decides to switch on the guard, none of those small guys are picking up Onawaku on the roll.
They're getting out of the way.
I guarantee you that.
Oh, Liggins called for a foul. He thought he had a clean block on Troy Daniels. And that'll be 3 free throws for Mr. Daniels. We told you at halftime and showed you at halftime about him losing the 3-point contest to E.J. Singler. Did you see a foul there?
Yeah, a little bit. And that's something we talked about in the NBA this year, where to give the shooter a chance to follow through and come down. Well, that right there didn't give Daniels a chance to get his full shot off and follow through.
15 points for Daniels. A little confusion there from the Futures side. You get 3 free throws here. Just excited. They want to get that ball and get out and show their stuff. Daniels, ooh, he missed the last 2. Definitely disturbed by the early entry into the lane after the second attempt, right? Wright was on the move. Liggins, one more, and it's Kevin Jones.
Now, see, Kevin Jones is showing us some range. We know he can bang and use that big body, but now he's showing a soft touch.
Othius Jeffers, bum rushing Chris Wright and scoring.
Great body control by Othius there, leaning to his right, and then that last step 3D, being able to decelerate, having the defender go by you. Good use of the glass.
Pierre tried to get it to Owanaku. Howard out to Daniels. You can put this one in the book.
Splash, like that.
Can you imagine 3D? We talked about Troy Daniels making 5.5 threes a game. You get 3 threes, sweet lob there.
Chris Wright finishes.
Chris Wright getting up, but you make 3 threes and you're in the locker room icing down and you're upset. Wait a minute, I'm supposed to have 2 more.
Exactly.
DeAndre Liggins off the steal, feeds Chris Wright, spilled off the rim on him. Here's Ebanks. Out to Daniels. Boy, he's got Liggins all over him. Ebanks all alone.
Baseline drive, baseline dribble for the corner 3.
25 points for Devin Ebanks. And he brings the Prospects within 10. Pierre Jackson says, why not? Oh, yeah.
That's that area code 33333.
5'10", 175, product of Baylor. And Daniels hits another one. They're lighting up the scoreboard here at Jam Session.
Well, we said after 4 or 5 minutes, once the blood starts flowing again, things start to pick back up.
Kevin Jones. Knocked out of bounds, and there's a timeout on the floor with 13:59 left in the second half. And DeAndre Liggins with a nice oop pass to Chris Wright.
Ten-point lead for the Futures over the Prospects. 13:59 to go in the 2014 NBA D-League All-Star Game. Coming to you from courtside, Jared Greenberg. 17 times this season, NBA teams have picked up the phone to a D-League squad and made it what's called a Gatorade call-up, bringing a player to the NBA. But now the question is, who has been the most impactful player to go from the D-League to the NBA over the course of the first half of the season? Fellas, I'm going to give you a list of my candidates and see who you like the best. There's Kendall Marshall, who's on the Lakers. He's started 16 of 25 games for the team. James Johnson has really been a pivotal part of the Memphis resurgence, getting back into that playoff race. How about Jeremy Tyler of the Knicks? In 17 games, he's averaging more than 4.5 points. Real good shooting percentage. And there's also Chris Johnson playing 12 games for the Boston Celtics. The very first D-League call-up of the year was Deontay Garrett with the Utah Jazz. He's played 41 games, but just seen limited time on the court per night in Utah. So, fellas, on the list I give you, who is your D-League Gatorade call-up of the first half of the NBA season?
Well, Jared, I'm going to pick 2 guys. One, the surprise has got to be Kendall Marshall. I think he's done fantastic things in LA. Most importantly, in my opinion, for himself, for his NBA career to continue. Not so much the Laker franchise. They give him the chance, but for himself. I'm going to say James Johnson in Memphis. They had injuries. The Memphis Grizzlies were talking about maybe not making the playoffs, waiting for Marc Gasol to get back. Tony Allen was out. They make a trade, and they bring in a shooter in Courtney Lee, and they needed some athletic help, and they got it with Johnson. I think that was the key move so far as bringing up somebody from the D-League to impact the team. 19 and 10 with him in the lineup.
I like that, partner, and I'm going to stick with Kendall Marshall because he was drafted so high and they expected so much out of him. And then now when he got a second opportunity, you wonder if he's lost his confidence. So being out there with the Lakers, getting all assists, obviously the Lakers aren't winning a lot of ball games, but to his confidence to say my career can still be productive and still make a team for the future, I like to see him out there.
Could you ask for a better style of play for Kendall Marshall to
step
into
there you go.
To play in the Mike D'Antoni system?
And he had 17 assists Thursday on TNT against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, by the way, are a really good defensive team.
And that's why we say certain guys are made for certain systems. To Brent's point, you're out running, and he's one of the best. And a young guy throwing the ball ahead so the guy can explore the 2 or the 3 man he's playing with. When he gets the ball back, he makes good decisions.
Ike Diagu gets that one home, and here come the Prospects. They're within 7. 12:40 left in the second half. Liggins trying to push Diagu off. Kevin Jones has been hitting jump shots in this game. Not that time. Jeffers up to Ebanks. Nice pass to Diagu.
Moved by Devin Ebanks. He spotted it. Diagu was coming back in transition, able to get the layup as Walker slips for another one. You talked about those baskets, those chippies.
The cherry picking, big fella's been living around the rim all game.
Onuaku has 22. His teammate who passed him that ball, Pierre Jackson, has 21. Ron Howard, Jeffers.
Hello, the pickaboo. Got you.
Othius brings the Prospects within 5. The MVP chase still wide open in this one. Here's Liggins. Good rebound by Devin Ebanks. No look pass to Jeffers.
Maybe should have looked past.
There's Ron Howard. He's on the court this time making a pass. Oh, Jeffers got fancy and fed Ebanks.
Ebanks cutting down the lane, moving without the basketball. Nice unselfish play there.
Kevin Jones stepped through.
Number 21, Kevin Jones.
Kevin Jones really rambles on the court, doesn't he not?
Yes,
3D.
he does.
I mean,
Good
even
ball.
shooting his jump shots, he's a rambler out there, having an effect on this game.
Liggins showing his handle. Right, you just saw him bump into Diagu right there and drew the foul on Ike. Hey, we'd like you to catch the NBA's hottest prospects by watching the NBA D-League Game of the Week every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern right here on NBA TV.
So, Rick, I talked to a couple of coaches before this game. I talked to Steve Hetzel, who's the head coach of the Futures. He was the film coordinator for the Spurs back in 2006, so I've spent some time with Steve. I'm very proud of his hard work and the job that he's done to get himself to this position. We talked a little bit about James Posey, and the point I wanted to bring up is if you look to the right, if we pan to Steve's right, you're going to see James Posey, or your other right, sitting on the bench over there, the other direction. We'll get to James Posey. I was talking to him about the idea about teaching a former player what it's like to be a head coach or a coach in the league. And he talked about the process.
Chris Rice attacks the rim.
And I don't mean to ignore the game, but there's James Posey sitting there, and he talked to me about how he is coaching James Posey to become a coach in this league, about coming every day and the grind of being a coach, process of practice planning and doing these things. So we're talking about these players developing, but there's so much more going on with the D-League, Dennis, that happens on the sidelines, in management, learning new positions, and the way that these opportunities are creating an education, certainly a way of living that these guys are enhancing their life around the game of basketball.
Jackson over to Liggins.
James Posey being the next example.
And that three ball by Liggins has the Futures up 11. And prospects coach Nevada Smith has called time here at Jam Session. We continue on with the NBA Development League All-Star Game. Chris Wright flying right in your face. It's the 8th annual NBA Development League All-Star Game presented by Kumho Tire, cheerleaders for the Rio Grande Valley Vipers and Texas Legends, doing their thing, and we listen to Melvin Eli, who's mic'd up.
I ain't taking that charge. I could have too. I'm not. That dude going a little bit too fast. I'm not falling for that, and I should have fouled you. Yeah, yep, I'm with you. That's something good. Way to shoot that.
We appreciate Melvin for letting us wire him up and give us another angle on this NBA Development League All-Star Game. And as we resume action with under 10 minutes to go in the second half, the Futures are up 11. And they've got the rock back. Hilton Armstrong with that rebound. Futures on an 8-0 run. And a couple of records may go down here today. Devin Ebanks has 27 points. The record for points in a D-League All-Star Game, Pops Mensah-Bonsu back in 2007, the first D-League All-Star Game. That was back in Vegas. He had 30. Cameron Jones, sweet, hanging.
Under control. See how he slowed down just enough, let two defenders go by, and then nice little touch lane.
Mo Charlo with that jam, and Ron Howard for the Prospects has 11 assists. Blake Ahern has the record for assists in the D-League All-Star Game, 13 back in 2009. Melvin Eli, and then Cameron Jones with the backcourt steal and the alley-oop to Melvin Eli. Here come the Prospects.
That's a veteran move right there. Eli could have went for the alley-oop. He said, no, let me grab the ball and go up and dunk it easily. Save some of this energy.
3D, if I said to you, what did that sound like mic'd up? What did that sound like with Melvin Eli catching and finishing?
What, a veteran?
No, it was one of these. Okay, I got it.
Here's Charlo. That was almost an air ball.
The other one, Rick, is that Troy Daniels has got 6 threes in the game, and if he hits one more, that'll be a D-League record. He tied with Moses Lahembe back in 2012 with 6 threes. So one more for Troy, that would be 7.
Covington missed it, got it back. Here's Nunnally for 3.
Somebody left the window open on that one for nothing. He's like, no, somebody tipped it. No, young fella, I think the window was open on that.
Troy Daniels currently sitting down for the Prospects, and you wonder if he will get back into the game for a chance at that record. Good defense there by D. Bost, getting the ball back for the prospects. And D. Bost has turned up the energy here for the prospect team. Jones got it back to him. There's Melvin Eli. He stays hot.
Well, that position on the competition switch, 3D, is about to move up a notch, I think.
Yes, it is.
Under 8 to go here in a 5-point contest. Justin Hamilton gets that little jump hook to go.
Hamilton's a skilled big man.
Been impressed with baseline jump shots, putting the ball on the floor, a couple of dribbles into the rim.
Chris Wright knocked it away from Melvin Eli briefly. That was Jones missing that 3. Rebound to Hamilton. Kind of a lazy pass picked off by Covington. Back to Bost. Someone's got to shoot. It'll be Covington. Short on that 3.
You know what Justin Hamilton is doing? Running up the court, say, got you. 3-on-1, he stopped them all.
Foul on D. Bost in the backcourt. Trying to get a steal from Seth Curry. Looking forward to watching his brother, Stephen, tonight as part of All-Star, State Farm All-Star Saturday night.
They're assuming more pressure than most, 3D, with the shootout tonight.
Is it more pressure tonight?
Yeah. I mean, the expectations when those teams were announced.
Yes.
When you put Dell and Steph together, immediately the attention is focused on the Currys. Becky Hammond tonight shooting the basketball.
That's
to win
right.
that competition, it would be a disappointment.
I agree.
If they don't win.
Jones got his own rebound. Bost. A good save right there by Charlo. Futures on top, 115-110. Just over 6 minutes to go in the 8th annual D-League All-Star Game. Hamilton, you can hear that slap on the wrist all the way over here at the scores, or at the in our broadcast position. So Hamilton will go to the free throw line. Foul on Cameron Jones.
The complete player, Rick Hamla, 15th in the D-League in scoring at 19 points per game. 8th in the league in rebounding, just a shade under 10 at 9.5. And 7th in block shots. The Miami Heat take a good long look at Justin Hamilton, obviously trying to fill that center position. But some of the things that he showed me here today, 3D, I could see the reasons why Miami would have interest in this kind of talent at that position.
And to your point, I'm surprised he hadn't been picked up by someone by now, because so many big guys we've seen with all the injuries, and the way he's showing he can move well without the ball and has good hands to catch some of these interior passes, been pretty impressive.
Nunnally off with the floater, right to Hamilton. Curry behind the back to Hamilton, fading.
And that one may have been a tad bit out of his range there. That was almost 17, 18 feet.
What a pass by Bost to Covington, plus the foul. D. Bost can really run the show out.
I like what I see. You know, obviously we don't get a chance to watch a lot of these players play throughout the year, but the little bit we do bring, you see why some of these guys are being looked at so much.
And so much of why it is when we're walking around the days leading up to this D-League showcase, the fact that all these GMs and coaches that are involved with this game talk about the talent level of these players each and every year, impressing them.
So the prospects within 4, under 6 minutes to go in this second half. Curry shovels to right, couldn't get the runner to go, and it's out of bounds to the prospects. Bost has really changed the complexion and the tempo of this game. Covington off with that shot. Back comes Seth Curry. He wanted this one. Bost up ahead to Cameron Jones. Yes!
He just get a whistle. Man.
Goes tumbling into the front row there. Charlo and Hamilton are back. Here's Hilton. Futures back on top by 4. James Nunnally.
Here we come. Here we come. We have a 1-point ball game.
Oh, and a turnover.
Nice.
Covington a second chance, and the Prospects have taken the lead. 120-119, under 5 to go.
Did you say something about the competition will pick up soon, Brett?
The position switch again, moving once again to the right, stepping it up a little bit. 1-point game here. And have a good finish.
We're actually starting to have some fouls called as well, a good indicator that the competitiveness is increasing here at the 8th Annual NBA Development League All-Star Game on NBA TV. It's the NBA All-Star 2014 interview with LeBron James. It's coming up All-Star Monday at 9 Eastern, only on NBA TV. We've seen excerpts of that. Steve Smith sitting down with LeBron James. Riveting, intriguing stuff. I can't wait for that.
I can't either. See LeBron come in this league and what he's done for this league, and 4 MVPs, 2 championship rings. It's unbelievable, Brent, what he's given us.
Smitty asked some great questions too, and really got some quality time with LeBron. It'll be great to watch that.
Pierre Jackson, shot clock running down.
The 3?
They get a foul on Melvin Eli?
Yeah, I think there might be 3 shots.
Yes, Eli with the foul, and that is 3 shots for Pierre Jackson. Now, guys, get this. The Futures had built a 16-point lead. The Prospects had stormed back to take this 120-119 lead. Quite a comeback, and Pierre Jackson now ties it up at 120.
You see Melvin Eli trying to pressure Pierre Jackson. Shot clock winding down, and I don't know if that's enough to warrant a foul. 3D on the fadeaway there, but 3 free throws for Pierre Jackson. And Rick, you were mentioning about the lineups and the changes and whether or not they're going to stay with the 5-for-5. They've obviously gone to some different lineups to close this game out.
Futures on top, 121-120. Covington, I don't know how he kept his balance as he drew that foul and got the shot up. He will go to the line, a chance to give the Prospects a 1-point lead.
Well, Brent hit it right on the head, Rick. Last couple minutes here, you saw the competition pick up here. Now the game's tight. I think guys are saying, you know what? I want to have bragging rights for the rest of this weekend. Let's get a victory.
Covington misses the first. That is Steve Hetzel. First season as the head coach of the Canton Charge. They are 20-12, first place in the East Division. Last 4 years, he's been a player development coach with the Detroit Pistons. So we are tied once again at 121. That is Nevada Smith. First season as head coach of the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. All they do is win every year. Here's DeBost. Shovels to Nunnally. Prospects really picking up that full court pressure. Hamilton, a big 3. Oh, he got it.
Oh, Hamilton proved me wrong. He missed one of those earlier. He said, I'm going to come back on the other side and knock it down.
Hamilton has 18. Cameron Jones.
He got great body control. Again, around the rim, being able to slow himself down to create the space he needs to get the shot up. Great finish by Cameron Jones.
Futures with the ball, +1, 3.5 to go. Here's Hamilton. Hit him again.
Prove me wrong again, big fella. You're going back-to-back corner 3s.
He's taken 69 on the season, 3D, so it's obviously something that he can do.
Covington brings it home. Prospects tie it up at 126. Off the backboard. Oh! Covington missed the dunk. Pierre Jackson back into the game for the Futures to Seth Curry. Tickles twine.
Pretty impressive. You know, Pierre Jackson's a big-time scorer, but to be unselfish to pass to another shooter.
Melvin Eli shows he can still get off.
I like it.
Great eye contact. You could see Cameron Jones setting that one up as Melvin Eli able to get the one-hand finish to go, and you've got a 1-point game here, 3D.
129-128. This is like 1980s NBA basketball. Seth Curry to Pierre Jackson from the parking lot.
Oh, he returns the favor and looks at him like, you didn't get here fast enough.
Futures up by 4. Covington sizing up Hamilton. Step back 3 is good.
Somebody was watching the Rising Stars game.
Yes, they were.
Covington has 23. Prospects within 1. Seth Curry goes glass.
That's a tough shot right there. Get your feet together.
Feet together in
tough
traffic.
angle, and using the board.
Futures back up 3. Covington hanging, plus the foul. He's got a chance to tie at the line.
3 the old-fashioned way here, getting the contact, and that one to go down. Great drive and finish as he knew he could beat Hamilton out there on the perimeter. Gets the contact and now finds his way to the free throw line, see if he can complete it.
And we are tied at 134. Covington has terrific size, 6'9", 210. He plays for the Prospects, and he's quite an NBA prospect. Pierre Jackson was fouled by D. Bost. And Bost and Pierre are really competing. What do you think that conversation's like right there, Dennis?
Man, you know you tripped me. No, I didn't. I barely even touched you. Yes, you did, man. You hit me right here in my stomach.
Stop playing. Stop playing.
No, I ain't playing, man.
Those are 2 competitive guys. D. Bost and Pierre Jackson. This is Seth Curry. Shot clock down to 10. He's got the lane. And he finishes a la Steve Nash.
Cameron's going to hear about that at practice. Those guys play on the same team.
Yes.
Covington hits another one. And the Prospects take a 1-point lead with 1:20 to go. Covington has 29. He's one off the D-League All-Star Game record. Pierre Jackson misses the dunk, gets another chance, and he puts the Futures on top by 1. Covington's driving on Hamilton. Oh, was stuffed by Hilton Armstrong. That would have been the record for Covington. Futures up 1. Curry can't add to the lead. Rebound comes to Cameron Jones, and it's D. Bost to Covington, and he puts the Prospects in front, and there is your D-League All-Star Game single-game scoring record, 31 points by Robert Covington.
Pretty impressive all game long. Staying in attack mode, going to the rim, knocking down some threes.
If I said you had questionable shot selection in the D-League All-Star Game, is there such a thing, 3D?
No.
Okay. Because Seth Curry might have been questionable. Pierre gets one to go.
And he gives the Futures a 1-point lead with 37.9 to go. Look at Pierre's defense on D. Bost, and Jackson is called for a foul with 29.5 seconds left. And Pierre upset with himself.
And I love right now, Rick, every basket we have is going to start setting records, because that 140 by the Futures is the most points scored in the D-League All-Star Game. And so if the Prospects get one to go, 3D, guess what they do? Set another one. Right, so.
And D. Bost ties the game at 140. One more.
And that just tied the record.
Just tied it. And it looks like we're having another one. There's another new record.
Prospects take the lead by 1. Under 30 seconds left. Here's Pierre. Driving on D. Diming Mo Charlo. Oh, he missed it! Hilton Armstrong can't corral the rebound. It comes to Covington, and he is fouled. Oh, Mo Charlo had a layup for the lead.
Say it ain't so. Got a good look at it.
Got a great look. Nice drop-off pass by Jackson.
Ball rolls in.
If you gave it to him 9 more times, he'd make all 9.
Man, look at how dejected Mo Charlo is.
Robert Covington at the line, shooting 2.
That's a you want to get away moment right there for him. All right, so it's Covington at the free throw line. 2-point lead for the Prospects. 32 points for Robert Covington. And if the Prospects can hold on, that man's probably getting the MVP trophy.
It's looking that way. Big time comeback. They were down, what, 17 at one point in the game?
Down 16.
16.
3-point lead for the Prospects. Robert Covington has 33 points, 22 in the second half. Timeout, Futures. What a game. The most combined points was 267 for the record back in 2012, and that record has been obliterated here in the 2014 NBA D-League All-Star Game. 200 points.
Yep.
And perhaps counting.
Oh, we can count. There's a couple more going up here before we get out of here, partner.
Futures coach Steve Hetzel drawing up a play for his crew. Looks confident. He's got a cool demeanor about him, doesn't he, Brent?
Yeah, he does. I'm just, like I said, I'm very, very proud knowing Steve really wanted to have this sort of opportunity. He's worked very hard up through the ranks. His years in San Antonio, then in Detroit, some years with Cleveland, and now he has this opportunity within the Cavalier organization to lead up the Canton team, and he's doing a fantastic job. Let's see if he deploys Pierre Jackson, one of the league's best scorers, second in the league here, to get a bucket.
Pierre out to Seth Curry for the tie. Ooh. Mo Charlo, will he get another chance? He is fouled underneath with 11.6 seconds to go.
Great call, Brent. They used Pierre as a decoy, and they ran a little flare screen for Curry. We know he has range as well. Great play setup, great execution, but just missed the shot. So to your point, great call coming out of the timeout.
Man, stop moving.
A deep attempt by Seth Curry, certainly within his range. And so Mo Charlo, who missed that layup moments ago that would have given the Futures the lead, toes the line, chance to make it a one-point game. The plot thickens here in New Orleans. A fan behind us yelled, "Yo," trying to disrupt Mo. Wasn't having it. Smile on the face of Nevada Smith, coaching these prospects. Charlo hits them both. Clutch. We have a one-point prospects lead. Melvin Eli calls time. I think D. Bost is telling Melvin, you had me if you just throw it deep.
Good full court pressure there. Forces the prospects to call a timeout. Now Nevada Smith's got to draw something up. Obviously wanting to figure out who the best passer is. 3D, trying to get the ball inbounds to their best free throw shooter at this juncture.
Well, hopefully they understand that good spacing, whatever play the coach is drawing up, is crucial. And make sure you come to the basketball. Don't assume the ball's going to get to you. You know they're going to go for the steal first and possibly foul. That's why you got to come to the ball.
You look at Robert Covington. He is one of the main reasons why the prospects have this 143-142 lead. And Bones, general manager of the Houston Rockets, Daryl Morey, is here. You think he's been impressed with what he's seen from Covington?
Yeah, I think so. I think he reminds me of a utility player that you're just able to put out as a defensive stopper, but he can score the basketball. And you mentioned about his physical size. It's been impressive in the second half, that's for sure. And they get the foul there. Cameron Jones was that inbounds passer, 3D. Immediate foul. Save some time.
10.6 on the clock. There is Daryl Morey, one of the best GMs in NBA, and very active in social media as well.
Yes, he is.
All right, it's James Nunnally. Good with the first. 2-point lead now for the prospects.
Daryl still holding a few cards, 3D, I think, in terms of the trade deadline. If Houston has some interest, I think there's some flexibility on their end to do something. We'll see if anything happens, but they've had a pretty good first half of the season getting these guys together.
Clutch free throws for Nunnally. 3-point lead for the prospects. Down to 5 seconds. Pierre Jackson for 3 in the tie. No. Tap out. Mo Charlo's going to get it off in the tie. Oh! And the prospects prevail.
2 good looks. Pierre Jackson, a little pump fake. I thought threw him off his foundation, but nice kick out there at the end. Charlo just a little short.
Great finish here. What a show these guys put on. 145-142, and that, although that's a lot of points, like you said, Vic, setting a record for total points combined. Very competitive. It didn't get too sloppy for us.
No, it did not. I like the way they finished up.
We've been doing these D-League All-Star games since 2007. Most of them have been very entertaining. but not like this one. In 2014 in New Orleans, the Prospects take it 145-142. Oh yeah, and in the middle we had Tony Mitchell going back-to-back as slam dunk champion. What an afternoon here in New Orleans, but we aren't done. The MVP presentation is coming up on NBA TV.
Is brought to you by Kumho Tire, official tire partner of the NBA. Kumho Tire.
The Prospects win the 2014 NBA Development League All-Star Game, 145-142 over the Futures. Let's send it to Barry Tom for the MVP presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to center court with NBA TV's Jared Greenberg.
With the NBA D-League president, Dan Reed, as well as the president and CEO of Kumho Tire USA, Harry Choi, as we are about to present the 2014 NBA D-League All-Star MVP.
All right, congratulations to all of these All-Stars and top NBA prospects behind me. It's a terrific 2014 NBA D-League All-Star Game presented by Kumho Tire. But there was one player that stood out, the man to my left, number 33 with the Houston Rockets and Rio Grande Valley Vipers. Congratulations to Robert Covington.
Robert, congratulations on taking home the hardware and the victory in tonight's game. I'd have to imagine for a team like yourself that you play on during the regular season, you know about coming from behind and scoring a lot of points, so 16 points down wasn't that big of a deal for you guys.
No, it definitely wasn't. These guys definitely preserved, and we might have got down, but we never quit fighting, so that's the group of guys that we have, and they pursued from the end of the clock, so it's a great group of guys behind me on both teams, so we both came out here, had fun, put on the show for the fans, and did everything we need to do.
On assignment by the Houston Rockets, you scored 22 of your new NBA D-League All-Star Game record, 33 points in the second half. Robert, you had Daryl Morey here sitting courtside, the GM of the Rockets. You think you impressed him?
Definitely, and I've been doing that since I've been in there. I said, continue to work hard every day, definitely have a group of guys ahead of me, and I learn from them. So I got guys behind me, like one of my teammates, and they push me and continue to go hard.
Well, Robert Covington scores 22 in the second half, sets a new All-Star Game record with 33 points. And hey, the last couple of guys that have named All-Star Game MVP have gone on to do big things in the subsequent following weeks in the NBA. Not too long after is what's about to happen for you, we think here. Robert Covington, Rick, is the MVP.
Jared, thank you so much. Congratulations to Robert Covington. And 7 of the 20 D-League All-Stars last year were called up in the second half. So perhaps Robert Covington does get a call from the Houston Rockets, who have his rights. And we are out of time, ladies and gentlemen. For Jared Greenberg, Dennis Scott, Brent Berry, our statistician Paul Evans, I am Rick Kamla. Thank you for watching the NBA Development League All-Star Game right here on NBA TV.